Hello, my name is Mashishela, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to draft and cut a trouser. It can be a school trouser or even an official trouser. Whichever the trouser you are making, you can use this method and comfortably draft and sew a trouser. The measurements which I'm working with are 28, which is the waist, the hip measurement 35, half length of the trouser is 16, and the full length is 34 plus 2, which makes it 36 for the hemming allowance. First of all, I'm starting with the full length. I'm marking out the full length, which is 34 plus 2. The 2 inches are for hemming allowance. Now, before I continue drafting, I want to confirm whether the measurements I have in the fabric are correct. The waist measurement is 28 divided by 4 plus 1.5, you get 8.5. The hip measurement is 35 divided by 4 plus 1, you get 9.75. Half length is at 16 and the circumference is 17 divided by 2, you get 8.5. The full length is 34 plus 2, you get that 6, and the circumference at the ankle area is 13 divided by 2 plus 0.5. And I'm now using the hip measurement to mark out the crotch depth. The hip measurement, which is that 5 divided by 4 plus 1, you get 9.75. I've marked 9.75, and I'm also marking 9.75 at the hip region here. I'm marking 9.75 at the hip region here, and then I'm making a line. After that, I'm going to transfer the measurements, that is the 9.75. Transfer the measurements 9.75 to the waist region. I'm transferring 9.75 to the waist region. After doing so, I want to make a line, to make a straight line so that I can square it up. I want to make a square. I don't have a ruler, but I can use a free hand to do so. The next thing, I'm going to put the 8.5, the waist measurement, which is 28 divided by 4 plus 1.5. You get 8.5. I'm inserting 8.5 at the waist region. And then I'm making a mark. I'm making a straight line towards the hip region. From the waist area to the hip region, I'm making a straight line there. After that, I'm adding the crotch curve. I'm adding 2.5 inches for the crotch curve. The maximum should be 3 inches, but in this case I'm using 2.5 inches. Add 2.5 inches to 9.75. I'm removing 1 inch from the crotch depth. I'm removing 1 inch from the crotch depth so that I can make a slant. So I'm slanting towards the far end. I'm making a slant with the crotch depth. I'm also making a curve in the crotch area. I'm making a curve to make a crotch curve. You can use a free hand or use a curved ruler if you have it. The next thing, I'm marking the half length of the trouser, which is 16. Half length of the trouser is 16. And then after that, I'm going to put the circumference measurement, which is 17 divided by 2. You get 8.5. Put your measurement from the selvage end, from the end which is facing you if you are cutting the way I'm cutting. Make a nice curve. If you have a ruler, you can use it, but in this case I'm using a free hand. From there you are going to put the ankle measurement, which is 13 divided by 2 plus 0.5. Before that, I'm removing 1 inch from the end. You remove 1 inch as I have done from the end, and then put 7 inches there. And then I'm trying to square it up to make it straight, so in that case I'm also putting 7 there, and to make it straight, yeah, that way. After that, and then I'm going to join to the knee region, and finally to the crotch area. Make sure you make a nice curve, because the trouser does not have any corners, so you make sure you blend it well as I'm doing it. The next thing is to make a straight line from the ankle region to the hip region. Make a straight line from the ankle region to the hip region. After that, make a straight line at the bottom area. I'm trying to confirm whether I have 7 inches, and in case I get excess, I'm going to trim it out. After doing that, now let us go to the pockets. The pocket wideness should be 2.5 maximum, and the length should be 6.5. 2.5 maximum, the wideness, and the length 6.5. After doing so, now I'm going to cut it out. As I've told you, the pocket should be 2.5 wideness and the length 6.5. Those are the maximum measurements, but you can adjust them according to the sizes of the persons you are sewing the trouser for. If it's for the kids, you can reduce to make it 2 against 5. But if you're sewing for the elderly people or the medium aged, or actually the big persons, you can do as I've told you. That's how the front part looks like. I'm going to notch out where I'm going to put the pockets. I'm going to notch out where I'm going to put the pockets. And that's how the front part looks like. After that, I'm going to measure there so that I can get the fly. I'm going to measure, it is 7 inches plus 2, so that I can cut out the excess when sewing. It is 7 plus 2, and you can be able to see where I'm getting the flies from. I'm putting the 7 plus 2 so that I can cut out the excess. Make a straight line there, and then cut out. After that, I'm going to identify the left hand side and the right leg side of the flies. That one is the right one, the right leg side, and the other one is the left. That one is the left one. And how do you know the left and the right, the right and the left fly? You just cut them and then insert them exactly as they are to the trouser. As I'm doing it, that's what you do. The one which is facing you is the left, and the one which is downwards is the right. The one which is facing upwards, it is the left, and the one which is facing downwards is the right, and that's the front part. I'm going to use the front part to cut the back part now. I'm using the front part to cut the back part, and that one will be the second part of the drafting and cutting of the trouser. See you in the next part of cutting the trouser. But please subscribe to my channel and comment in case you need any clarification. I'm going to do it here at the comment section. Kindly subscribe. Let us meet in the second part of drafting and cutting the trouser. Goodbye.